to the junior presentations this evening. Our main guest tonight is a lad who's he's a bit of a character, aren't you, Michael? No, he's a top lad, Michael. He's captain our team for the last 5 or 6 games, and under his captaincy, we actually turned the tables really well. I think we got, what was the points total, Michael? 89 points out of 100 or something, did we? Yeah. Yeah. So I asked Michael Yule to come up and say,
club and a junior club, if you will, what my view on it, of stance is that we are literally all one. From the Bens that are that big to me here, and we've got a professional coming in, and I'll be 32 next year, and I'm going to learn from the guy. I know I should have had a share. But no, even I'm going to learn from the guy. He's limitless experience, enthusiasm, and I'm going to buy into it completely. And I want literally everyone from the top right to the very bottom to join in with that. We're all going to be singing off the same hymn sheet. It is literally one team, one club. Everyone sees juniors coming in left, right and centre, the problems that the seniors have had with X amount of different names. If guys who are here tonight picking these trophies up show over the winter next year, age is literally no boundary at all for me. Any parents want to bend my ear about anything, maybe not tonight because I've got to shoot off, over the winter, anything like that, if you want to get in touch with me, please do, by all means, because I'll be literally on the end of a phone. We're going to have a brilliant professional there. The lads have signed up literally to what I preached to them before the game at Seaton, where I got called Winston Churchill. But like Michael alluded to before, it's literally turned the tables, and I'm not even from this town. My mum and dad are though, so I love the place. All I want to do is everyone to sign into that same mantra, where we step out on the field, we try our best for each and every one of us. It's the most individual team game in the world, but 11 of you walk on there and 11 of you walk off, and as long as 11 of you can say you've tried your best at the end of the day, regardless of the result, it shouldn't matter to anyone. So I'd just like to say thanks again. I'll hand it back to our Master of Ceremonies, and I'll get my hand lotion ready.
Fun, and we have a lot of people down on a Friday night. There's usually about 30 kids, ranging from 4-year-old through to 9, plus the odd 1 or 2 older brothers and sisters who's trying to learn the game for the first time. I'd like to say a big thank you this year. I was helped out a lot by Ian Jackson and Gary Crawford, who both took their costume badges over the winter and came along and helped out, and also George Sayers, who is just a dad. He comes down, he's an ex-player, really wants to get involved, and their help has been tremendous. And this year we managed to get 3 games. It was designed primarily for some of the lads who were going up to the under-11s next year to get a bit of use of hardball cricket. It was a bit of a reward for the lads who've been along all summer. If there are any parents in saying, "Oh, it was my kid picked," it's probably just my memory is rubbish, and I try to remember everybody, and it's nothing personal. I just really need to be more organised, which sounds terrible, but never mind. What we have got for the lads who play. Jack Newton. No, not Max Jennings here though. I've seen him stand around. Max Penfold. Dan Swales. Give me that. Jack, see ya? Come on. Gotta get a picture. Let me get on the way. It's alright. Oliver Smith. Ben Crawford. No, Ben's not here. Luke Wilson. No, probably football, haven't known him. Matt Bird. No. Harry Griffin. Yeah. Got it? done
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I've got it, yeah.
And Caleb says, I haven't seen George, so I'm guessing Caleb with me. Well done, everybody. Thanks very much, it's been wonderful.
Thanks for you.
And the last one for the under 11s is most improved player, which I know is always a difficult one to pick. This year goes to Jacob Parker.
Can I start, please, by, and this was overlooked actually by Chris, by thanking the junior section, the chairman Alan Jackson, Alan Smith and Bob Corson for their help, arranging fixtures and guiding us and supporting us this year. Often overlooked by the players, but these people keep the club going week in, week out, and I do appreciate it. I, on behalf of the 12 team, congratulate the 15 team for a fantastic season. You are the pride of the club tonight. And also the under 13s who've had a cracking season. They were actually, some would say, played better than the 15s actually, they didn't really think. But we'll talk about that later on actually. As many of you are probably aware, we now live in an age in which children are lavishly praised for mediocrity and rewarded virtually for taking part. Mindful of this fact, I intend to keep the little cherubs waiting whilst I acknowledge those whose efforts are often taken for granted and rarely, in particular in our house, appreciated. As parents, we don't do it for the gratitude, but when I reflect upon our season, I know that the success of the under-12s, and I dare say the other junior teams, could not be achieved but for the wonderful support we get from the parents. May I therefore start this evening by thanking those parents who scored for us this year, Neil and Kay. Thank those who catered for us, Sharon, Sarah and Alison. And those dads who do things like putting out the boundaries in the covers, which always tickles me. The players come out, play the game, walk off, all the fathers are behind pushing things. The kids don't give a damn about it. Anyway, thank you to those parents who do a small job the kids take for granted. This man is a raw talent. He's a very fast bowler. Next year he's going to get accurate next fast bowler. He's a very quick fielder and a very good. Batting's in progress, isn't it? And he's making blue cricket shoes. And has often tied up the run rate of opposing batsmen. Whilst he may not have headed the stats this year, he's bowled well. And if he can make the same progress in batting, he will develop into an all-round player. The bowler of the year, Dominic Barlow. Batsman of the year, this was a difficult decision as there were some excellent performances from a number of players. Josh Scott has moved on, Isaac Wales has done very well, has some good knocks. But again, I'm afraid we are stuck when you start looking at the stats in this situation. This just one game has epitomised all various parts of the game: fielding, runs, bowling, and I believe could do even better if he took some advice. This year he was a top wicket taker and also averaged 47 at the bat. The credit for this goes to his mother, George Relton.
last season we managed to get in 22 games, which is a feat in itself. We won 16, we lost 5. By my reckoning, is that 21, Ross, I think? And we tied, which is an unusual thing to do. We tied a game. We didn't draw it, we actually tied a game out here against Ushamoa. I suppose those stats on their own, it's a successful season. I suppose it was in a way, but it was a very frustrating season in a way, because we were runners-up in the league to a very good Richmond side. We were runners-up in the cup, again to a very good Richmond side. We met some great teams on the way with Durham Champions Cup, Washington, Peterlee, South Shields, Ushamoa, but we didn't win anything. And I know it's not about winning everything or anything at under 13s. It's about enjoyment, which I think we probably achieved, but there's nothing wrong with a competitive edge. And as I say, with the lads, it probably was a little bit frustrating. But we didn't go out to pick the best 10 in league games or the best 11 in cup games. We tried to involve everybody. And I think that is important at under 11s, under 13s. When you move up to under 15s, lads, you've got to realise it starts to get a bit serious. And if you want to make your stamp on cricket, that's the time to do it, to move on. If you just want to be a social cricketer, that's fine as well. But move on, because we've got some lads in that team who are able and certainly have the capability to move on and start playing for the senior team. Can I say, I'm not doing it next season. I have done 4 seasons. It's not melodramatic or anything, but I am taking a rest. I'm certainly not going to be a stranger to this club. Certainly not behind the bar, I'm not anyway. But I just think it's right. All the teams now are in good hands, and hopefully the teams will progress. So far as the under 13s are concerned, we relied heavily on lads who also qualified for the under 12s. The under 13s straddled 2 years, under 12s, which we didn't have until it was a brainwave, I have to say, of John Relton. It was Cam's brainwave. I like that better. Paul's brainwave. And to keep the lads involved, because if they're not getting the game every week, then it seems to drift off, or they will drift off to other teams. And we certainly don't want that at Hartlepool. So, with awards, yeah, there's quite a lot of awards that could have been shared amongst a lot of players, to be honest. It was nip and tuck. We had a decision to make. I did consult Cam and John, Paul. Ultimately, the decision has to be my decision, and I'll take responsibility. A bit like I did when we tossed for a coin, which 1 or 2 of the lads weren't particularly impressed with how to lose a cricket game, but that's how it is. So I'm going to start with the most improved players. It's a joint award actually. The first recipient of this is a lad who didn't have any experience of cricket, and perhaps at one time wondered, should I keep playing, shouldn't I keep playing, should I go and play another sport, should I stay? I want to stay and I want to improve, and certainly did improve over the season. So the first recipient of the most improved player is Dylan Shears. The joint recipient of this is a lad who you probably always want in your team. You ask him to do something, he'll do it. He'll try the best of his ability. He certainly doesn't expect any recognition for that, but you say to him, go out there son, do it, bowl for me in this way, bat in that way. And I think when we played Washington, he came in towards the end and thought, well, I'll put a few runs on here and at least give us a target to aim at. And that was sort of indicative of how he's been the whole season. and I hope he does move on, because teams need players like him, and it's Ben Davies. The next award for the under-13s is the batsman of the year, and from what I can gather, this has certainly skipped a generation, because he bats like his grandfather and he doesn't bat like his father. Now, and when I say what it is, people in the audience will know what I'm talking about. This fella goes in. His best form of defence is attack. It normally works. At Blackall, he was hitting them all over to the football ground. People were getting sick of getting hit on the head when they were playing football or balls. And he suffered an injury, this lad, midway through the season. An injury because he's so stupid to try and stop the 4 when everybody else would have given it up, walked back and said it's a 4. This lad ran for it, and in fact, actually, the only sad thing is he didn't stop the 4, but he tried very hard. But like I said, this lad came out, and his average over the season was just under 50. And the batsman of the year for us is Sam Sanger. I think lacks a bit of confidence. Maybe in the years to come he'll gain confidence. His performance was that he got almost twice the wickets of anybody else, but he made sure he got almost twice the overs as well. And the bowler of the year was Aaron Feroz. And he's a spinner.
Take my place.
I think they needed about 3 or 4, might have been 5 off the last over, which is nothing in any time or any level of cricket. Nothing, certainly nothing at under 13 level. And the lad came on, he bowled and he won the game with the other 10, but that over meant that we could either lose it or we could win it. And because of this lad's bowling performance, we won the game with, I think, 1 run to spare. So the performance of the year for me was Josh Vaughan.
Speech! Speech, George!
Yeah.